Hi, kids. It's Pastor Sam. I have with me here something today that might interest you. It's a very, very, very old book. In fact, it's over 170 years old. It's so old that the binding is breaking and falling apart. It's an old Methodist hymn book, and it has gold pages. And I'll show you a little bit of what's inside. This book is special to me, and it reminds me of a story in the Bible of a hidden book that was found. So, once upon a time, there was a little boy named Josiah, 8 years old, who became king. And years later, Hilkiah, the high priest, found this hidden book. And he said, I have found the book of the law in the Lord's temple. And Hilkiah gave the scroll to Shaphan, and he read it to the king. And the king was very upset. He said, we have not obeyed the words in this scroll. We have not been doing everything it says we must do. Well, God sent a message to King Josiah, and he said, I was angry, but you were sorry, and you humbled yourself. So now I'm going to send you blessing and not curses. So the king summoned all the people to Jerusalem, and they went to the temple, and all the people were there, and the king read to them the entire book of the covenant that had been found in the Lord's temple. And the king took his place beside the big pillar, and they renewed their covenant promises with God. And they promised to keep all of God's commands, his laws and decrees with all their heart and all their soul. And the people promised themselves to the covenant. Now, the covenant says that we are to love God with all of our head, all of our heart, and all of our hands, our whole selves. We're to love God and to love others. And so, I want to remind you to read this book with your parents. Remember, God loves you, and you are a blessing.